Hi guys, so obviously the main event on Revolution Elite Combat Championships 13 Rise of the Elite was myself versus Greg. Obviously this came to light when Mirek had come to the gym, obviously Revolution Gym at Sutton in Ashfield. He came to do some interviews and then at the end of the interviews he asked me if I'd fight again, and I said no, obviously I'm retired. And then obviously he explained that Greg had been in touch, and obviously me and Greg had fought 7 years ago. Obviously we've covered that already, and there was the little girl Lilan that was unfortunately got brain cancer, and he wanted help, and he says the only way that he felt he could help was to fight, and would I run it back? Obviously I said in December I wouldn't fight again. I was massively out of shape in December, which I sort of let myself down that, but obviously we did it on 3 weeks notice. So it actually triggered something for me to A, run the fight back with Greg, B, we're doing it for the right reasons as well, to help somebody else, but also C, to help myself, because I needed to lose 18 kg. Same for Greg as well. Greg was out of shape and overweight. He's not done anything for 7 years, and it's weird that we had some sort of connection. We'd not spoke for 7 years, but I sort of knew this was going to happen in some strange way, which is still freaks me out now, because I've got the pictures of this old fight on the wall in the gym, and I sort of knew at some point we'd end up running it back. And so it happened. I spoke to Greg. Greg came to see me. He came to see me with his kid, with his daughter, and to sort of see the look in his face and know that we could actually help somebody else by doing something that we both loved. The answer was pretty easy to sort of accept the challenge. But the fight, I would say, is probably the easiest bit. The build up to the fight was the hardest, because the 11 weeks that we had to get ready for it, I'd then got to obviously get my team back around me. I wasn't in a very good place, if I'm being honest, physically and mentally. So to have the support that I had, I obviously approached my main coach first, Rob Watson. I speak to Sean Parker a lot, who does all of my strength conditioning and my sports physio and keeps me in shape the best he can, with all the injuries I've got every week. And they were behind me. And even though Rob keeps I know he don't want me to keep fighting and stuff, it's a second I say I've got to fight, it's we both feel alive again. And I know I had the support as well. Then obviously Tiger come on board as well, Gabriel, my MMA K1 coach. To have that sort of support and team behind me leading up to it sort of made the journey a lot easier. The losing the weight part was the hardest bit, because we started the training and unfortunately the weight weren't shifting for about 3-4 weeks, but Tiger helped me a lot with that. I started writing down everything. We increased the training. Sean was unbelievable with the rowing and pushing me on runs that I didn't think I'd be able to do. We were running 4, 5, 6 mile runs, and then we were literally just running around talking, so my fitness was there. My rowing times were unbelievable. So the mental battle to it, as well as planning the show, was possibly harder than the actual physical side to it. We started doing the sparring. We broke into it the best we could, and Rob said we don't do anything for the first 2-3 weeks. We just start moving, get your body moving, stretching, which was the right thing to do. As soon as we started doing the pad work, the sparring started getting better, because I was flat-footed. Originally the game plan was no movement, tuck up, walk forward, because of the size of me. The weight started to shift. As soon as the weight started to shift, everything got a lot easier. We started moving, so we changed the game plan 6 weeks in to their movement and counters, fast low kicks, and we knew we were going to be aware that Greg was going to be throwing sort of long teeps, long strides. Obviously he's 6'3", 6'4", so we should be able to see on the photos. It's like little and large. But I enjoyed the fight. We knew what we'd got to do while we was doing it. Originally it was going to be an exhibition, but then obviously me and Greg also spoke and says, no, let's make it a real fight. You don't want to be like taking people's money just to do a sport. So we made it a real fight, and it was. We went the distance. I got my hand raised at the end of it. I don't feel like I won because of the reason why I was doing it, and obviously raising money for Alana. And unfortunately, she's also passed away because she was that ill, which is a very, very sad thing. But we've still sent the money to the family. It's going to help with the funeral. I think they're also going to pass some of the money on then as well to the next child that may need it. But yeah, the aftermath of the fight is I broke my foot. I've ruptured my rotator cuff again. I know Greg, I'd landed a lot of low kicks on Greg, so I know he were all bandaged up and he was struggling to walk after the fight. What we actually put his bodies through is, I went for a massage off Sean the week after, and Sean says, this is the bit you need to film, this is the bit people need to see. I struggled to walk down a corridor, to get on a bed. I've not been able to do pads properly since, with like 2-3 weeks after the show. They're the bits that people probably need to see, because it's amazing what a fighter puts their body through, and after, when it's like I can't get in bed, I can't get out of bed, my bones are crunching in my foot because it's all the top of the foot's broke. They're the bits people need to sort of see and understand what we actually put his bodies through to realise we're doing it for the entertainment, for other people to benefit. And obviously at 44 years old, it's a lot harder to recover, and I'm still recovering now, and I'm still not right. But like I say, we did it for the right reasons. It's still a bit of a mental battle with it, because you've still got to accept the fact that you're probably not going to fight again. But injuries do heal. And me and Greg's got an unbelievable friendship now. He's going to help me with some other things with the gym, because obviously he reached out to me, I accepted, and I've helped him. And there's a few other people that sort of he thought that would help, and they've not. So we've come together, we've made a great bond now. We did an amazing fight, we've got all the footage, we've got all the photos, and that's a memory now that will last, obviously that will last forever. So yeah, moving forward, it's going to be great for the gym, and we got to run it back and have an amazing fight.